In the early hours of May 7, 2025, Indian Sukhoi jets took to the sky as part of Operation Sindoor. India had warned Pakistan of retaliation after the Pahalgam attacks weeks ago, but the jets had no plans to cross the border. Instead, they launched the BrahMos, the supersonic missile built with the Russians to attack targets in Pakistan. And this wasn't the first time Pakistan was hearing from the BrahMos. Indians dubbed it as the winner of the operation, and rightly so. Pakistan had encouraging success in air skirmishes, but somehow seemed completely helpless against this weapon. In this video, we will explain why. To understand what happened during Operation Sindoor, we first need to understand BrahMos. Named after two rivers, Brahmaputra in India and Moskva in Russia, BrahMos is the result of over 2 decades of joint development by the two countries. It is a two-stage cruise missile system. In simple terms, it is powered by two sources. Stage 1 is a solid fuel booster. It provides the initial push and lofts the missile into a stable trajectory. Once the booster detaches, Stage 2 kicks in, the ramjet engine. Why 2 stages, you would ask? You see, Russia and India wanted a missile that would be faster than the speed of sound, measured in Mach. Now, ramjets don't work from a cold start. They require the missile to already be moving fast. That's why BrahMos has a booster stage. Once the ramjet ignites, it compresses incoming air without any moving parts. That air is mixed with fuel, ignited and expelled, giving the missile sustained thrust at supersonic speeds. This is what enables BrahMos to cruise at Mach 2.8 to 3.0, roughly 3,700 kilometers per hour. For reference, most air defense systems are optimized for subsonic threats flying around 800 to 900 kilometers per hour. BrahMos is 4 to 5 times faster. But speed isn't the whole story. What makes BrahMos a real threat is how it flies. Unlike ballistic missiles, BrahMos follows a cruise trajectory. In its early flight, it can maintain high altitudes, up to 15 kilometers. But as it approaches its target, it drops altitude dramatically. In the final approach, it flies as low as 10 to 15 meters off the ground, also known as terrain hugging or sea skimming. That means it's below most radar detection thresholds. Its terminal phase is even more lethal. The missile can perform steep dives or lateral weaving maneuvers. These are designed to confuse interceptors and overload radar systems. At those speeds, even a 10-degree course correction means a massive physical displacement. Imagine trying to shoot a dart that curves. All of this at supersonic speeds. Guidance-wise, BrahMos uses a hybrid system. It begins with an inertial navigation system, a gyroscope-based system that measures acceleration and rotation. This is refined mid-flight with GPS or GLONASS signals to reduce drift. But the real magic happens at the end. As it nears the target, an active radar homing seeker turns on. The missile scans for its programmed target, locks on, and guides itself autonomously in the final stretch. This is what gives it a CEP, or circular error probable, of 1 to 5 meters. In layman terms, it can hit a window-sized target from over 400 kilometers away. Coming back to Operation Sindoor, Indian Su-30 MKIs, each modified to carry one 2.5-ton BrahMos missile, take off under radio silence. They don't cross the border. Instead, flying near India's western edge, they climb, release and return. From there, the missiles take over. Some fly over 300 kilometers, some even more. And they struck precise targets in Pakistan. Where were the Pakistani air defenses? The capable systems seem to have missed something. But it did not end here. After India's initial strikes, Pakistan responded with drone incursions, missile launches, and even downing Indian jets. India escalated. Between May 9th and 10th, the second wave of BrahMos strikes targeted military infrastructure, an escalation in both scope and risk. Again, somehow, the BrahMos missiles were able to strike some of the most well-defended areas in Pakistan. This included the heavily guarded Nur Khan base and Murid base. Indian sources claim 10 to 12 BrahMos missiles were launched in this wave, all reportedly hit within a few meters of their assigned GPS points. So, why didn't Pakistan intercept even one? Even the Pakistani media raised this question. The answer lies in speed, sensor gaps, and the physics of radar coverage. Let's say a BrahMos is flying at 15 meters above the surface. Due to the curvature of the Earth, ground-based radar can only see it when it's within roughly 30 to 40 kilometers. At Mach 3, the missile covers that in under 40 seconds. But intercepting isn't instant. Detection, targeting, lock-on, launch interception, all that takes time. Pakistan's LY-80 and HQ-16 surface-to-air missile systems are capable, but they weren't designed to stop supersonic, low-flying, maneuvering cruise missiles. They're more suited to subsonic threats and aircraft. To make things worse for Pakistan, India reportedly launched a simultaneous electronic warfare campaign, jamming radars, deploying Harop drones to hunt emitters and confuse their radar systems. In some cases, radar operators may have seen something on the screen for a split second. Too late to act. That's not a failure of personnel. That's the result of a system being outpaced by a threat it wasn't built to stop. Globally, BrahMos isn't the longest-range cruise missile. That title goes to the American Tomahawk or China's CJ-10, both exceeding 1,500 kilometers. But what BrahMos trades in range, it makes up in raw velocity and low observability. Most other cruise missiles fly at 800 to 900 kilometers per hour. BrahMos is 3,700 kilometers per hour. Most are trackable for minutes. BrahMos is gone in under one. BrahMos's accuracy is another reason for its lethality. And unlike ballistic missiles, BrahMos doesn't trigger early warning satellites. It flies under them. It's stealthy, but not because it's invisible, because it's unseen until it's too late. And while both parties claimed to have won the skirmishes, one thing was clear. The BrahMos had proven itself to be the zenith of the conventional Indian arsenal. As of 2025, India is already developing BrahMos-NG, a lighter version for smaller jets, and BrahMos-II, a hypersonic upgrade aiming for speeds over Mach 5. If Operation Sindoor was BrahMos's debut in combat, it passed. Not because it shocked, but because it worked exactly as intended. If BrahMos was unstoppable, who's building the counter? We will explore in future videos. For more on modern warfare and technology, subscribe to The Business of Things.